And let me give you an example. And I know that this might come across as shocking to many. Do you know that evangelicals as churches are not officially recognized in Israel?
Not recognized by the government of Israel?
By the way, by the government of Israel. Evangelism is illegal in Israel. And
wait, I'm sorry. May I ask you to stop there? What does that mean? Evangelism is illegal in Israel.
It's against the law to evangelize in Israel and to proselytize, as they call it.
Christian evangelizing is illegal in Israel?
The conversion, and so if you are a Jewish person and you convert to Christianity, you will go through many legal challenges to recognize your marriage certificate, to recognize a lot of your rights, because again, evangelical Christianity is not officially recognized as a denomination in the state of Israel. Many Israeli politicians try to pass laws that prevent Christians from sharing their faith. And so there is always this struggle and this tension about how much can Christians express their faith. Now, the biggest problem Christians are facing is in East Jerusalem, where they are constantly targeted by radical groups, radical Jewish groups, let's be clear. Sometimes some churches, there was an attempt to burn them. Oftentimes, and this is, you can look at it on social media all over the place, Christian clergy being spit at by these groups. They write very offensive slogans on the wall. There is strong incitements against Christians, especially in the old city of Jerusalem. So
what kind of slogans? I'm sorry to ask you to pause. What kind of slogans, what kind of graffiti is written against Christians in Jerusalem?
We don't want Christians, get out of here. Some of it is very, very offensive, actually, that I can say. A lot of it is calling for Christians, whether Christians or Armenian Christians. It's a small Christian community, part of the Christian community in East Jerusalem. We don't want you here, you should leave. So there are all these incitements against Christians, especially in Jerusalem. And one might say that, well, we expect to see radical groups in every faith tradition. And I say, of course, yes, that exists. The problem is when they go unchecked and they're never held accountable. Even when there are arsons, attacks on churches. Oftentimes the complaint of the heads of churches in Jerusalem, the Catholics, the Orthodox, the Protestant, is that it seems that those who do these attacks are never held accountable. In fact, I think it was around 2 years ago when the heads of churches said in a statement that they feel there is a systematic attempt to empty Jerusalem of Christians. These are strong words. Look at that statement from the heads of churches. So the impression that it's flowery here for Christians is definitely not true. But beyond that, we have to look at the wider political spectrum, because at the end of the day, Israel wants to be both democratic and Jewish. And many question whether that is possible. And that's why, as I said, even Israeli human rights organizations have called out the policies and discrimination policies of Israel. The nation state law, for example, states, this is a law that was passed by the Knesset. It states that the right for self-determination in the state of Israel is exclusive to the Jewish people only. So this is a law that was passed by the Knesset that makes Jews superior in the state of Israel, because they are the only one, they have exclusively the right for self-determination. So whether it's on incitement against Christians in Jerusalem, whether it's in the fact that not all Christian churches are recognized, or whether it's the structure of the state of Israel as a whole, many have pointed that it's not really fully as flowery as people think, where there is just full freedom, especially freedom of religion. And even in this war, we've seen academics targeted, we've seen social media being monitored by the Israeli government against Israeli citizenship, what you can say and what you cannot say. And if you say anything remote, just for example, what happened on October 7th, you could be put in jail. I mean, I'm not saying I support what happened on October 7th. I'm saying that even Israel now is targeting and monitoring the social media, and many of the Palestinian citizens of Israel, because many people forget that 20% of the citizens of Israel are actually Palestinians, 20% or so. So they're afraid to even speak out and say anything, even that sounds, that has sympathy with the people of Gaza, because they feel they will be targeted or they might lose their jobs. Again, I invite people to come and listen to stories and understand what's happening. Talk to church leaders in Jerusalem about the challenges and difficulties they are facing right now, before the war or during the war in Jerusalem.